Hello everybody, name's Lise. I'm back again everybody. I was sick for a while. I'm back to nearly 100%. And I want to be doing now the top 9 Planet 8 movies. And I gotta say this everybody, the Planet 8 movies have a special place in my heart. Because more or less, this is the one movie franchise that there's only like one bad film. This entire film franchise is amazing for the most part. So let's do from the worst to the best. And the worst is Tim Burton's reboot. This movie, the only reason I accept this movie for being a part of Planet of the Apes is because this movie needed to be made because certain castings needed to happen. Tim Rolfe decided to be in the Planet of the Apes movies, and without Tim, and this movie did not exist, we would have Tim Rolfe and Harry Potter, not Alan Rickman. The Ocean Trilogy with George Clooney, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. Matt Damon's character was supposed to be played by Mark Wahlberg. So this movie had to be made so those future movies just become great. So there is a purpose for this film. It's just this film's purpose for the Planet 8 movies is just to be terrible. Now, Tim Rolfe's character as a Planet of the Apes and this whole reboot of Planet of the Apes is Mark Wahlberg's character. He's a selfish astronaut pilot. He decides to do something crazy, and because of this, his entire group of people goes to the black hole with him, and he goes to the planet where the Planet of the Apes happens. And they change the origin of the Planet of the Apes. The people could talk. It's just a very distasteful movie. I do not hate this film. I do not love this film. But it's just, when you really look back to all the old Planet 8 movies, when you look at every single Planet 8 movie that came before this one, you realize that this was absolutely the worst. Special effects were, some of it was good, some of it was not good. The ape special effects for like Tim Rolfe's character was good. Michael Clark Duncan's ape-looking character was good. I did enjoy certain parts of the movie, but I did not love this movie. I don't hate it, but it's just a pill you just have to swallow. This is the one movie that you just have to have in this franchise, and it just needed to be there. Do we like it? No. But I don't hate it. So Planet of the Apes, the 2001 reboot, god-awful in many cases. I will not say it's the worst film I've ever seen, but it's like a D+. For a Planet 8 movies, if this was the first movie of the Planet 8 franchise, then this wouldn't be a big deal. But since we were looking at what's come before, you gotta shit on this film. Planet of the Apes 2001, number 9. Number 8 is Battle for the Planet of the Apes. This film basically had no budget. It was just the end conclusion of Caesar at the end of the epic conclusion of Conquest. Caesar and the apes are in control of the human Earth. Now, you have the different schools. You got the orangutans, you got the chimpanzees, and you got the gorillas. There's this one gorilla named Aldo, General Aldo, and he wants to be in warfare. And Caesar's trying to make sure that there's not going to be warfare, that the apes should not kill apes. There's a very, they create a society in Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and Caesar is battling for all those, so the control of it and the future of mankind and the future of the species of what will humans become. Will they be enslaved by Caesar's people? Will they grow to love Caesar's people? Either way, this entire for Battle of Planet of the Apes was a good ending to the entire original Planet 8 movies. It wasn't the epic conclusion you're ever going to get, but I feel like this thing could have been an epic conclusion if the writers and if, the directors were given a budget and given something better. The story was, for the most part, good. It's just, it lacked a bit. When you compare it to the other Planet of the Apes, the original ones, this is by far the weakest one of the bunch. But it's nowhere near as bad as the Planet of the Apes reboot. So, Battle for the Planet of the Apes is a solid B- for me. I enjoyed it. Don't hate it. So, sue me. Number 7 is Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Beneath the Planet of the Apes is a controversial pick, because this was supposed to be the last Planet of the Apes movie. This is supposed to be the last one. And the thing is, over Beneath the Planet of the Apes, what happens in this film? There's this one, it has the same storyline as the first Planet of the Apes movie. Astronaut falls from the sky. He meets these apes. They could talk. Humans are enslaved. And this character, his name is Brent. And Brent is trying to look for the original character. What was his name? Taylor. He's trying to look for Taylor, and he's trying to look for him and to discover him. And along this way, he finds Nova. And Nova, during this time, she's trying to communicate with him what happened to Taylor. And what we get in Beneath the Planet of the Apes is that beneath the like in the caves underneath the regular ground level, humans are worshiping a nuclear bomb. They are devoted to the extinction of the apes, and they are radioactive. Their skin is not completely right, and they have supernatural abilities, some of them. So there is some great storytelling here. The fact is that the bomb blows off and then Nova speaks and she screams for Taylor. There are a lot of great moments in this movie, Beneath the Planet of the Apes. But the thing is, though, when you really look at it, it's a lot of a rehash of the first Planet of the Apes movie. And this was supposed to be the epic conclusion to Taylor's story and Nova. And should there have been a movie after this? I believe there should have been. I really did enjoy this story. I really did enjoy this movie for the most part. I gave it a solid B. There was just a lot too much familiar with the original film, and I didn't feel like they didn't do too much new stuff. But when they did do things new, it really enhanced the movie and it really enhanced the story. So I like the continuation from the original Planet of the Apes, and I do enjoy Beneath the Planet of the Apes, but as the epic conclusion, no, and I'm glad they continued the series. So Beneath the Planet of the Apes is number 7 on the list. It's a solid B, good film. And these top 6, anybody could switch it around. Anybody, you tell me that you want to switch any of these films around in any order, I do not blame you, because all of these 6 are just amazing. Number 6 is Conquest of Planet of the Apes. This movie used to be so high on my list, and I still love it. Caesar, from the events of Escape of Planet of the Apes, the humans are now having the apes as servants. They're starting to treat them like slaves. And Caesar is and they're still looking for the talking, hunting ape. The humans are so cautious about the inevitable future that awaits them. And what they do is the most stupidest thing ever. They still treat the apes like shit. They still are very cautious. If you treat, again, it's like knowing your future. Could you change it? And what it leads to is the ultimate rebellion of Caesar. His character grew up in a circus, so he only knows kindness from like 1 or 2 humans, and then you have to register your ape, and his friend is captured. The guy who raised him is captured, and he doesn't talk, and he eventually commits suicide, and so he doesn't reveal where Caesar is. Caesar, during the time is leading the rebellion for the apes, he's teaching them. He's trying to teach them to go against the humans, and it's the ultimate conclusion. The epic speech at the end is one of the best speeches you're going to get in movie history, and one of the best moments of the Planet of the Apes franchise. I love Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. I gave it a solid A-. It's a great film, but when I really look at it, it's not my favorite. So Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, number 6. Number 5, Zira and Cornelius both escape from the events of Beneath the Planet of the Apes. They go back to Taylor's Earth at his time period. They meet the press. The press falls in love with them, and the interaction between the humans, how they deal with talking apes, and how the government is trying to figure out the true history of the future, and how they're slowly hunting down Zira and Cornelius was just an entertaining movie. This movie just had me, the moment it was on, the moment I saw the film, I could not stop watching. The same thing with Conquest, but the thing is, though, I feel like I was more entertained with this film, Escape the Planet of the Apes, than Conquest. I still enjoyed the movie. I really like the history and the lore that they brought up to about why, what happens to like dogs and cats, and why people start using apes as like pets. It's just a very interesting take, and the lore was expanded, and I really did enjoy Escape the Planet of the Apes. Escape the Planet of the Apes, A- as well. Again, you could choose any rankings you want, but for me, Escape the Planet of the Apes is number 5. Number 4 is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is Caesar in a new reboot. It's the second movie of the trilogy, and in this one, Caesar is just driving with his ape family. He has 2 sons now. He has a wife. The pack leads by him. He has his lieutenant Koba, and there's just so many great storytelling with these 2 characters. Koba, who has been humiliated by humans, been tortured by humans, and Caesar, who was loved by humans. And there's these group of humans that they need Caesar's help in order to communicate with other humans around the world. Koba doesn't want this, and he starts a war with the humans, and Caesar must decide. And Koba also tries to kill Caesar, and there's just a lot of great moments with these characters, and it's just a great conclusion to Koba's character, to Caesar's character, about what the man he wants to be, and how he was kind of prejudiced towards humans in a way, and how he only trusted Koba because Koba was ape. But and some humans that he sees in this one, and Dawn, of the Planet of the Apes, he sees there's good in humans. There still is good in humans. There's still good people, and he doesn't want this open conflict. So it's a battle between species, and it's just a great, it's a great middle movie, and it's the end for Copa's character. But there was just so many things I loved about this film. But to me, the other films just feel better. So number 4, Dawn of Planet of the Apes. Again, could be number 1. Number 3 is Rise of Planet of the Apes. I just love the entire mythology of Planet of the Apes. I love the lore. I love the fact that James Franco's character, who is a scientist of all things, not believable in my opinion, but James Franco is a scientist. He's trying to find a cure for Alzheimer's for his father. He gets an ape. It's Caesar. And Caesar is taking this drug. He's a little bit more intelligent. He bonds with James Franco. He bonds with James Franco's father. He becomes like a son to James Franco's character. And during this time, he attacks a neighbor when somebody attacks the grandfather. And when a neighbor attacks the grandfather, like, Caesar just goes ape shit, literally ape shit, pun intended, onto the guy, bites the guy's finger off, I believe. And he's put in the zoo, and then he realizes how he is with other apes, and he slowly starts to not train them, but to actually communicate with them and to become a leader. And this is the beginning of the revolution for Caesar in Rise of Planet of the Apes. And this was a great, fantastic beginning, and I love that moment when Caesar spoke. It was just amazing. So Rise of the Planet of the Apes, fantastic movie, number 3. Number 2 will have to be War for the Planet of the Apes. It's the epic conclusion to Caesar's journey. Caesar's journey of trying to survive, trying to get all apes to survive, and also trying to make sure that he doesn't kill humans along the way. He does not want this war. He does not want this war between humans and apes. And the mythology of how the humans are slowly losing their minds. They're slowly become like chimpanzees and monkeys. It's really breathtaking. It's really breathtaking to watch. It's really breathtaking to see the lore just manifest. And how it's a nice callback to the original 1968 film of the Planet of the Apes. This is an epic conclusion to Caesar's story. The Colonel, played by Woody Harrelson's character, it was just fantastic, amazing. And it really just brings some, and it is the true war. There's prison encampment, there's slavery involved. There's just so many great things I love about War of the Planet of the Apes. And it's my number 2 pick right now. But again, it's very tough to rank these movies. This is probably the toughest rankings I ever had to do for movies. And my number 1 favorite Planet of the Apes movie is the original Planet of the Apes, 1968. The first movie of Taylor coming to Earth, or going into a dark hole with Twitter astronauts, and they're trying to figure out, oh, what the frick is that? Like, what is this planet? Why can't humans talk? Why are apes experimenting on us? When he says, "Get your damn dirty paws off me, you damn dirty apes," it's just epic. It's just an epic, amazing moment. And I loved the ending. I loved his relationship with Nova, Taylor's character with Nova. I love his relationship with Cornelius and Zira. I love a lot of great things about the Planet of the Apes. And the epic conclusion of the fact is the Planet of the Apes is actually the humans' planet. And it just was an epic way. There is nothing more I could say about the Planet of the Apes movies other than this entire movie franchise, other than one movie, is near perfection. I love the Planet of the Apes movies. I think they're all great in their own right for the most part. The last 2001, that only exists so we could get Alan Rickman as Harry Potter as Snape. But to me, it's very tough to rank these films. I'm not sure if my opinion is the right one. I'm not saying that my opinion is the correct one. But the only thing I can say is I love these movies, and I know you all love it too. Just please let me know what you all think. What's your favorite Planet of the Apes movie? What's your worst Planet of the Apes movies? What's your personal opinion, everybody? Do you like Caesar as a character more, or your Team Koba? Please let me know what you all think, everybody. My name's Elise. Alfred, everybody. Bye.